Today is March 30th, 2016, and this is an update of my garden on my deck. Things are coming along nicely. My zucchini squash container, I will talk to you guys about that first. I think I am kind of over all of this, kinda. As you can see, the leaves are starting to yellow. I don't know what to do about it. I really have not done much research on it. But if you look down in here, you can see where there's a lot of growth. It looks like things are kind of dying back, but their things are still growing. Now, the squash that I had on, I'm not sure if any of them took with the hand pollination that I did. Maybe one or two, I'm thinking, probably took, but they seem to all I cut these two off. They seem to all get to about this size right here, and then they start to shrivel. Like this one is starting to shrivel. This one over here started to shrivel. I'm not as sure as they're only getting that size because of them growing in containers, or if it's possible if it's possible because I have so many in this container and there's not enough nutrients. I'm thinking that's kind of what it is, but like I said, when I started growing these squash, I put them all in the container because I did not want to waste them. But as you can see, there's a new one growing here, and there's also a new one growing here. So it's still thriving a little, but it's not growing like it should, I know. I had one zucchini down in here. As you can see, it has shriveled up, and it didn't get any bigger than that. I have one starting to take off right here. I'm going to come out and hand pollinate that one as soon as I see it open up, because as you can see, I have a lot of flowers, male flowers. So my hand pollination should be effective. There's a monster. Look at that zucchini right there. Now I'm proud of that one. I can't wait to harvest that one. I'm gonna look and check and see how soon they can be harvested, because I really don't want that one to be ruined. And that's the only zucchini that I have growing on that plant. There's not any more except the new one that's about to grow. So that's the reason why I have the zucchini and squash down in the raised bed, because I knew that this one in the container was not going to be sufficient enough. So that's that. In here I have a green bell pepper plant, and I told you guys that I had 3 peppers growing in clusters. They still are growing in clusters. This one right here, I don't know what happened to that. I don't know if something got to it. This one started growing, and it actually detached itself. So it stopped growing. But there's 3 on here. There's this big one here, there's this one here, and then there's that one. The one in the middle is caught between the 2 and branches. And there's some down in here. There's one here, and then there's one here. So overall, I'm excited about the pepper plants the peppers that I have on this plant. On this plant here, which is another green bell, there are peppers growing on there. There's a nice size one right here, and there's also a baby one growing here. So I'm not disappointed at all. And there's a few more babies down there. There's one here, and then there's one back here, and then there's one back here. So overall, I'm happy with the amount of peppers that I've gotten. On this pepper plant, there's a couple on here, and there's a couple on this one. So as I turn you around this way, cucumber. You can see how tall the cucumber has gotten. It has started growing out that way, and it has started growing out that way. Now mind you, all of this plant right here belongs to these over here. They grew out that way. I have 3 lemon cucumbers plants in this container here, and this one over here, I'm not sure I remember what the name of it is, but if I'm not mistaken, I think this is a tag from last year, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the cucumber that is. And I'm thinking because it's a cucumber bush, that's why it's bushy the way that it is. But I didn't water yesterday. Well, I watered late yesterday, and you can see some of the damage that it's caused when I actually came out and watered. It had wilted so bad because the sun, it was so hot yesterday. I mean, it wilted so bad that it did the leaves like this. So I just came out to look when I watered. Now there's a lot of flowers. There's a lot of female flowers. When I tell you there is an abundance of female flowers on this plant, I so regret that I was not able to plant this in the ground. But if you can see, there's a lot of flowers there. And down here, there's a lot down here. There's one right there. There's one right there. There's one right there. When I tell you there's a lot, I'm not sure how any of them are going to take, because I don't think what I did hand pollinating worked. But whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at the surprise I just saw. Look at that. That one took and it's growing. That's gonna be my first cucumber. Oh my gosh. Oh, I am really gonna have to come out here and look. There's one right there. I think I hand pollinated that one yesterday. And this one right here, I hand pollinated. There's one back there. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's another one. Oh my gosh. Looks like I'm gonna have at least 2 cucumbers. The yellow cucumbers, there's no flowers or anything on this plant yet. The lemon cucumber, there's no flowers on it yet. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I'm gonna have at least 2 cucumbers if they continue. But as you can see, this thing is still growing. The ends of these, they are growing so fast. And you can see how far it has come out from the container. Alright, so here's another bin that I have a watermelon plant in. This is a yellow watermelon, and this is a pumpkin. It's actually taken off. I had it out in the yard, but I had to bring it back in because when I put it out there, the next day after I put it out there, something dug it up. So I covered it up and I moved it to a different spot. I came out the next morning, something dug it up again. So I decided to bring it back on the patio, on my deck, until it gets a little bit bigger. Here is my sweet mint, and you can see the new shoots starting. I'm going to make another raised bed down in the yard just for my herbs. Here is my current herb container. Here is a parsley, the thyme. You can see a little patch here and here. I planted more than this, but it didn't all come up. I'm not sure if this is weeds. I think these are weeds because that don't look like that. And in this area, oh, I cannot tell you. It's supposed to be oregano right here, and I don't think that's oregano. And here is my basil. And as you can see, the radishes in the back, you can see how big they've gotten. I'm actually gonna pull these up when my honey comes over and let him take them with him. And my carrot bin, they are still growing strong. I've not checked to see if any of them have gotten oh, and they do. I can see one. Well, they're coming along good. I'm not going to pull any up. I know some people like to pull them out just to check to see where they are, but I'm not going to pull any up because I want them to get all the growing time they can get. Here are my 2 jalapenos, and as you can see here, I have 3 jalapenos on this plant. There's more growing. This one is the mammoth jalapeno. I don't know how big they're gonna get, but I cannot wait for them. Back here is the mild jalapeno, and you can see them growing there. Now, I saved the tomatoes for last. You guys remember how big and bushy these tomato plants were? They're starting to die back. As you can see, there's a lot of open space now. What I'm going to do is, which I don't think I can, because the fruit on them is so heavy it's weighing down the limbs. I was going to try and you know, pull them up and try and wrap them, but I think if I do that, because the way the limbs grew, that they would snap. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to continue to let it grow there. But as you can see, the tomatoes are reddening up, and there's a few that I need to harvest there, and there's one here, and I'm gonna pull this one off so you guys can see. Oh, it actually came off by itself. This is the tomato from it. When I tell you I can eat this tomato like this, it is so sweet. I mean, it is nothing like a store-bought tomato. And I am going to eat that with a little Thousand zesty Italian dressing. This tomato plant here, these tomatoes on here are so sweet. They are actually sweeter than these over here. They're actually sweeter than those. And as you can see, I have a lot of them reddening. They are nice. I come out here, I could have shown you guys on my Instagram, which is Garden on Deck. I could have posted many, well, I posted some, but I could have posted many pictures of all the tomatoes that I got off of here. But I seem to just come out here and just eat them. And you guys, I see a beetle. I don't know what this is, what kind. If you guys can tell me what type of bug that is. I know he needs to go. And these right here, these are so sweet. These are, I mean, when I tell you there's nothing like a fresh tomato, there's nothing like a fresh tomato. And especially with these being small, these are little snacks. Here. So I actually come out and I pick a few off and I just eat them. I think that's probably why I bought those. And here in the next tomato container, which is also a Juliet tomato, there's some down in there that needs to be harvested. I know if I put my hand here, yep, it's gonna fall right off. Nice. And I love these size tomatoes. I do not like the big tomatoes, like the beefsteak tomato, you know, the slicing tomatoes. Those will rot in my house. But these here are the good size. Over here is the Roma tomato. These tomatoes are so heavy that it weighed down this branch and I cannot get it to come back up. As you can see, it weighed this branch down. I'm gonna need some help too. As you can see, I pulled it up, so I think I'll be okay if I pull it up and try and tie it up. But look at the size of this tomato. This is a Roma tomato. Look at the size of that. That is gonna be awesome when it turns red. And look at the size of this one. Looks like little pears. And there's a big cluster here. Oh my God, you guys. I love growing tomatoes. If I don't grow anything else, I love growing tomatoes. Because there's nothing like fresh tomatoes. Here is my sage. Like I said, I'm going to get a, I'm going to make another raised bed just for my herbs. Here is my Black Beauty eggplant. And as you can see, let me move this. It has some blooms on it. It has one bloom here. And this is my second. Oh, forget to get that tomato out of there. My second one, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots for eggplant. Have you? And I can't wait for them to grow. And I'm looking at the back of these leaves and I'm starting to get aphids again. If you can see that. Yep, you can see that there. So I'm going to have to come out with I'm going to have to spray while the sun is gone down. I don't know if that's where this big hole has come from. Yep, but you can see the aphids. I'm going to try to just pick these off before I can spray since it's not so many. But you can see the holes. And I don't know what this white stuff is. If any of you know what this white stuff is, if you can let me know down in the comment section below. There's another flower there. Yep, I'm going to have to come out and spray. I'm going to have to place an order for some neem oil. I don't have any of that yet. Alright, you guys, I think that's it. Except for what's in my little pan here. I bought this pan from Lowe's to keep my cups in. That way I pour water at the bottom and it waters them that way instead of me watering from the top. And here's another jalapeno. I have to find a spot for that. I don't have any more room out in the garden, so I might have to do another 5-gallon bucket. This is another Roma. It has gotten way, way bigger since I've gotten it. I haven't been able to pot it up yet. And you guys, this is another Tidy Treats. Again, that is what these small cherry tomatoes are. And if you can see, look at the tomatoes on there. And just because it has small tomatoes on it now, this plant, it still will grow. It still will have a lot of energy to grow really big, because that one over there started out the same way. And I didn't pick the tomatoes off of it or anything. Here is my herbs. This is dill. And it's coming along nicely. My chives. And I only got 3 bunching onions out of this bunch. But that's okay. I have also here asparagus that I started in cups. And I'm thinking to get a large container and put this one in. I have that one and this cup right here, which has 2 in it. So I'm going to get a large container for that. And I also have a broccoli. I know I probably should pot this. I'm going to find a spot out in the ground garden and put that out there. This right here, these are weeds because these are supposed to be garden beans, and that is not what that is. Alright, you guys, that is my update for the garden on my deck. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you can, leave me comments about some of the things that I've talked about. I would really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video.